G'day, bit of an update. Well, lack of. Yes and no. January can be a bit of a slow month. Got to do a lot of family stuff. Also, I've ended my gardening career. I'm starting a new job on Monday, so I'm sort of mucking around with a bit of that stuff, getting myself sorted, helping the guy take over my business. And I have been doing, mostly, now this is a mess, but I've got how many projects on the go at the moment. So I've got the XLV750 engine out. Can chains are getting to their wear limit, plus I think tensioner on the front of this one's a bit average. So, and plus other things, so I've sent stators off to Geelong to get sorted. And then I'm just sorting through sort of what parts I have that are serviceable, because I've got a lot of spare parts, so trying to work out if I can save myself $1, because it all adds up very quickly and I'm not a rich man. My ARB twin motor compressor, which is due for a little bit of love, thanks to my mates who bought me a ARB gift voucher for my 50th. I'm gonna buy all new parts for this and rebuild that. If there's any change left over, buy myself a treat, whatever. The bike, so I'm sort of getting a lot done with the bike. I got the shits. I actually did a separate video, but I never published it because I was so I don't know, upset. I was quite dejected. I basically had this bike set up, packed, saddlebags on, was leaving the house to go ride into the unknown. I had no destination set. I was just going to go for 3 or 4 days and just go and enjoy myself. And I got intermittent spark in the rear cylinder. I got 200 metres up the road, turned around, came back. Literally just parked it. I was so upset. Went and worked on my camper trailer instead. And then, yeah, I've sort of, calmed down, reassessed, figured out what was going on, made the call to pull the engine out, go over all the electrics, sort this thing out, because it's just, it was a bit of a dog's breakfast from the previous owner, and I really needed to just go back to basics, go back to the start and just check over everything, because I've had to do quite a lot to this bike. The previous owner was not a mechanic by a long shot, and there were so many things that were just terrible with it. I've managed to get some extra exhaust parts. I've got to get them all cleaned up. I'm going to make my own exhaust system. I have sent a tank off to a motorcycle painter, and I've got 2 of these. So this one's the one I'm currently using on the bike. So if I don't get the tank back, doesn't matter, I've still got this one. The one that's off to the painters is going to get all beautified and looking gorgeous. The Jag, now a lot of people interested in the Jag. Not heaps has happened. I've just been doing more sort of research at the moment, trying to figure things out, and being the bike has been a little bit of a distraction. I've needed the bike for my mental health, but my wife has actually started. She has been working on the bright work, so she's been getting all these cleaned up. She sort of comes in here with or without me, and just zones out a bit, I don't know if you know him, the doghouse, and Margarita is getting a bit done. So we've got quite a lot of bright work, obviously, with the Jag that needs to be gone through, but one of the first things I'm actually going to do, besides clean up the inside of the thing, I'm going to fill in that panel there. I've got quite a few things I have to fill in, so I'm just sort of going to go around and do those jobs, because I'm earning and about whether I pull the K-frame and the arse end off this car and just send the body away. I don't want to do any more. I don't want to do painting myself. 1, because I just don't like it, and 2, because the issues trying to do it here, overspray, all of that, plus just health issues. I know you wear a mask and all that, but yeah, I've been gardening for 15 years, and I've got the blower going, and it was dirt and dust and everything, and I breathe it in all the time, and I've sort of a little bit weary of how I've sort of been with my lungs and stuff, you know. I stopped smoking about 15 years ago and felt so much better for it, but I think the gardening has been a little bit of a detriment to it. But yeah, so like I said, I've been doing a bit more actual research into things with the Jag. I'm going to speak to a couple of painters and see what they'll charge me to do a basic paint job, more so with certain parts of it. Like I said, the bonnet and that over see-through there still hasn't been painted. It's an undercoat. Yeah, but the bike has been sort of my main kind of focus at the moment, and as I said, that's for my mental health. I want to do a trip end of April, South Australia, New South Wales, into the arid outback. I want to sort of go for 2 weeks and want to feel like the bike is reliable and I'm not paranoid that something's going to happen. And one other thing I've got, let's go for a little walk, you have to excuse the mess, is I've built this camper, and we've dragged it into the desert. It done sand dunes and everything, works absolutely brilliantly. I've got to get a bit more work done to this as well, so I'm always doing projects, always doing things. I've taken the roof rack off the 4-wheel drive because it's a big heavy thing and I want to come up with something different for that, so I'm sort of messing around with that as well. But I try to line projects up that are similar, so I try to do a lot of welding and fabricating at the same time, and then I'm got the welder out making a mess with the same kind of mess and all that. So I find it hard sometimes to shift from different projects and stay focused. So I've got to keep it simple. As men folk, sometimes we've got it together and sometimes we anyway, I just thought I'd sort of update as far as the Jag goes. It hasn't been forgotten. And my wife has actually done more than me, but yeah, that's what I was sort of where I'm sort of at. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully I'll have an update as far as what I decide to do with the paintwork soon. I've got to speak to a couple of people and then I'll sort of make a decision from there. Anyhow, I got to get back. I've got a few things I want to get through today before I start my new job tomorrow. Go and work for someone else after 15 years sort of on and off working on my own. Yeah, I just sort of need to get off the gardening is really hard on the body, and I'm 50 years old and I need to sort of slow down a little bit with that sort of stuff, because I'm coming home and absolutely wrecked, and you don't feel like coming out in the garage and doing stuff when all you want to do is have a little lie down. So yeah, I think it's all for the best. Anyhow, there you go. Hopefully it'll be a more fun update soon.